Hi guys, welcome back. I'm so sorry I haven't uploaded for days. I went out of town and then I wasn't able to after church because my daughter wouldn't finish her nap from the car. And then yesterday I made a video and it didn't save, and it's just frustrating. But anyways, I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I am excited to be back and just into the groove of things. It was a longer weekend because it was Labor Day. So, I'm wanting to get back into the groove of things. Real quick though, before we start today's chapters, in case anyone's new, welcome. I've been reading the Bible and getting to know God for about like 10 months or so now. And it was the best thing I've ever done in my life. Getting to know God and bringing Him into your life and in your heart, and getting to know Him through prayer and reading the Bible is honestly the best thing that you could do for yourself in your life. You know, being without God is like being a fish out of water. We need God. We're made from God. He breathed life into us. We're part of Him, and coming home to Him and bringing Him into your life is going to just transform yourself and transform your life, and it's going to be so beautiful. And I think if you're hesitant or on the fence or not sure, I would say just give Him a chance. Start by praying, start by reading the Bible, give Him a chance, not a day or two, like I would say, a couple months, um, just, really just try. And the worst thing that can happen is you lose a little time. But I suspect if you genuinely seek God, you won't lose anything. You'll gain God in your life, which will be the best thing that'll ever happen to you, I promise. So, if you're interested, check out my playlist on my channel. I've been sharing my whole journey reading the Bible and getting to know God. I'm about over halfway through, and I'm sharing till the end. And then day 1 and 2 on my playlist is the only days that don't have the recording of the chapters, so you'll need to Google those yourself. But I hope you give God a chance. I hope you give the Bible a chance. And good luck to you. I pray that God comes to you and, and softens your heart and brings many blessings to you. So, okay, let's get into today's chapters.
For I considered all this in my heart, so that I could declare it all, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of God. People know neither love nor hatred by anything they see before them. All things come alike to all. One event happens to the righteous and the wicked, to the good, the clean, and the unclean, to him who sacrifices and him who does not sacrifice. As is the good, so is the sinner. He who takes an oath as he who fears an oath. This is an evil in all that is done under the sun, that one thing happens to all. Truly the hearts of the sons of men are full of evil. Madness is in their hearts while they live, and after that they go to the dead. But for him who is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing, and they have no more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also, their love, their hatred, and their envy have now perished. Nevermore will they have a share in anything done under the sun. Go, eat your bread with joy, and drink your wine with a merry heart, for God has already accepted your works. Let your garments always be white, and let your head lack no oil. Live joyfully with the wife whom you love all the days of your vain life, which He has given you under the sun, all your days of vanity. For that is your portion in life, and in the labor which you perform under the sun. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with your might. For there is no work or device or knowledge or wisdom in the grave where you are going. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to men of understanding, nor favor to men of skill. But time and chance happen to them all. For man also does not know his time. Like fish taken in a cruel net, like birds caught in a snare, so the sons of men are snared in an evil time, when it falls suddenly upon them. This wisdom I have also seen under the sun, and it seemed great to me. There was a little city with few men in it, and a great king came against it, besieged it, and built great snares around it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no one remembered that same poor man. Then I said, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Words of the wise, spoken quietly, should be heard rather than the shout of a ruler of fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. Dead flies putrefy the perfumer's ointment and cause it to give off a foul odor. So does a little folly to one respected for wisdom and honor. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left. Even when a fool walks along the way, he lacks wisdom, and he shows everyone that he is a fool. If the spirit of the ruler rises against you, do not leave your post, for conciliation pacifies great offenses. There is an evil I have seen under the sun, as an error proceeding from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, while the rich sit in a lowly place. I have seen servants on horses, while princes walk on the ground like servants. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and whoever breaks through a wall will be bitten by a serpent. He who quarries stones may be hurt by them, and he who splits wood may be endangered by it. If the axe is dull, and one does not sharpen the edge, then he must use more strength, but wisdom brings success. A serpent may bite when it is not charmed. The babbler is no different. The words of a wise man's mouth are gracious, but the lips of a fool shall swallow him up. The words of his mouth begin with foolishness, and the end of his talk is raving madness. A fool also multiplies words. No man knows what is to be. Who can tell him what will be after him? The labor of fools wearies them, for they do not even know how to go to the city. Woe to you, O land, when your king is a child, and your princes feast in the morning. Blessed are you, O land, when your king is the son of nobles, and your princes feast at the proper time, for strength and not for drunkenness. Because of laziness, the building decays, and through idleness of hands the house leaks. A feast is made for laughter, and wine makes merry, but money answers everything. Do not curse the king, even in your thought. Do not curse the rich, even in your bedroom. For a bird of the air may carry your voice, and a bird in flight may tell the matter. Cast your bread upon the waters, for you will find it after many days. Give a serving to 7, and also to 8, for you do not know what evil will be on the earth. If the clouds are full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if a tree falls to the south or the north, in the place where the tree falls, there it shall lie. He who observes the wind will not sow, and he who regards the clouds will not reap. As you do not know what is the way of the wind, or how the bones grow in the womb of her who is with child, so you do not know the works of God, who makes everything. In the morning sow your seed, and in the evening do not withhold your hand, for you do not know which will prosper, either this or that, or whether both alike will be good. Truly the light is sweet, and it is pleasant for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man lives many years and rejoices in them all. Yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they will be many. All that is coming is vanity. Rejoice, O young man, in your youth, and let your heart cheer you in the days of your youth. Walk in the ways of your heart, and in the sight of your eyes, but know that for all these God will bring you into judgment. Therefore, remove sorrow from your heart, and put away evil from your flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. Remember now your Creator in the days of your youth, before the difficult days come, and the years draw near when you say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun and the light, the moon and the stars are not darkened, and the clouds do not return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house tremble, and the strong men bow down, when the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look through the windows grow dim, when the doors are shut in the streets, and the sound of grinding is low, when one rises up at the sound of a bird, and all the daughters of music are brought low. Also, they are afraid of height, and of terrors in the way. When the almond tree blossoms, the grasshopper is a burden, and desire fails. For man goes to his eternal home, and the mourners go about the streets. Remember your Creator before the silver cord is loosed, or the golden bowl is broken, or the pitcher shattered at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the well. Then the dust will return to the earth as it was, and the spirit will return to God who gave it.
I watched a video recently of this guy that said, it was a short. It's this guy I follow on YouTube, and he was like, basically saying we are nothing. And once you realize that, things change. And he was just like, we're nothing. We're dust. We're nothing. And it upset me because I was like, what do you mean? I'm not nothing. I'm something. I mean something, and I was taken aback by it. I was upset because, it hurt me, but it hurt my flesh because my flesh has been hurt. I had a stepmom growing up who was very verbally abusive to me, and she used to call me worthless and useless. And she broke me down any way that she possibly could. And so now, as an adult, I'm very sensitive when it comes to being felt like when I start to feel like I'm nothing, or I don't mean something, or of any sort like that. So when he was saying that, it upset me. So I was praying about it to God, and I was like, God, I don't understand. Like, we're not nothing. What do you mean we're nothing? We're not dust. Why would you care about us so much? Why would you create us if we're nothing? And through prayer, God helped me realize that we came from dust. Adam, if you read, and I believe Genesis, Adam was made from dust. And God breathed life into him. We are literally made from God, from dust. God made us humans from dust on the ground. And God, breathed us alive. And I asked God, what was wrong with me? Why, I was having a really hard time seeing the truth because my flesh was reacting and clouding my judgment and clouding me seeing the truth. So God helped me to separate that, and God helped me to see past my flesh, past the pain and the feelings. And he helped me see that, yes, we're important, and yes, we're valuable, but that's because God gave us that value. God our relationship with God, us, connecting with God, having Him in our lives, having that relationship with Him is what makes us valuable and important. And that's why when you start to develop a relationship with God and bring Him into your life and have Him in your life, and you start to connect with Him and build that relationship with Him and read His Word and pray, you will feel that life in you. You will feel like you can breathe again. You will feel like you're a fish that is back in the water and you're home, you know? And it's because we're literally a part of God, and but we also have to remember that we have to be humble and recognize and remember and respect the fact that, and recognize the fact that we are made from dust. And one day when we die, our body, our flesh, will return to dust. But the part that God breathed life into us, our soul, our spirit, will go to God. We'll go home because we're just here temporarily. I don't know all the answers. I don't know all the facts. I don't know all the reasons why God created us, and I don't know all the answers, but I do know that we were created from dust, and our souls, that's why when we connect with God and we get to know Him and we have Him in our lives, we feel whole, we feel peace, we feel calm, we feel connected, we feel at peace and like we're at home. Like ever since I brought God into my life and I really started to connect with Him and believe in Him and all of that, the best thing I could explain it would be like, it was like I came home, because we're literally like a fish out of water when we don't have God in our life. We're a tree out of soil and ground. We're spiritually dying without God. Like, yeah, our flesh is alive and we're alive and breathing, but without God, we're not whole. And but we have to, it was really hard for me to see past the flesh and see that, yes, we are nothing. Yes, we are just dust. But with God, He breathed He breathed life into us. So it's just so important to have that relationship with God, because that relationship with God is what creates the value in us, is what makes us important. I hope I said that right, but that was a hard one for me to hear Him say that, because I took it personally, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm worthy. I mean something. I'm important. But it was just because, my fleshly pain here, as a child, was being triggered, and God helped me see past that. And so, I don't know. The more I go down this path with God, and the more I learn, the more I know when I get to the parts about Jesus and everything that He did, I'm gonna I think that's gonna be a huge turn point for me, because I know about it, the general sense of what happened, but until I actually read it in the Bible, I think that for me is going to be a huge breakthrough, and I'm probably going to cry like a baby because the more you go down this path with God, and the more you get to know Him, and the more you connect with Him and build a relationship with Him, the more you see the bigness of it, the deepness of it, the deep love that God has for us. And it's just mind-blowing. It definitely changes your life. Like, I see life very differently now. I see the purpose of life differently now. I I see, just so many things differently now. And um, it's quite a journey, I have to say.
Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. All is vanity. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yes, he pondered and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find acceptable words, and what was written was upright, words of truth. The words of the wise are like goads, and the words of scholars are like well-driven nails, given by one shepherd. And further, my son, be admonished by these. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is wearisome to the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, and keep his commandments, for this is man's all. For God will bring every work into judgment, including every secret thing, whether good or evil. The Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. The Shulamite. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for your love is better than wine, because of the fragrance of your good ointments. Your name is ointment poured forth. Therefore the virgins love you. Draw me away. The daughters of Jerusalem, we will run after you. The Shulamite. The king has brought me into his chambers. The daughters of Jerusalem, we will be glad and rejoice in you. We will remember your love more than wine. The Shulamite, rightly do they love you. I am dark but lovely, O daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Solomon. Do not look upon me because I am dark, because the sun has tanned me. My mother's sons were angry with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard I have not kept. To her beloved, tell me, O you whom I love, where you feed your flock, where you make it rest at noon. For why should I be as one who veils herself by the flocks of your companions? The beloved, if you do not know, O fairest among women, follow in the footsteps of the flock, and feed your little goats beside the shepherd's tents. I have compared you, my love, to my filly among Pharaoh's chariots. Your cheeks are lovely with ornaments, your neck with chains of gold. The daughters of Jerusalem, we will make you ornaments of gold with studs of silver. The Shulamite, while the king is at his table, my spikenard sends forth its fragrance. A bundle of myrrh is my beloved to me, that lies all night between my breasts. My beloved is to me a cluster of henna blooms in the vineyards of En-Gedi. The beloved, behold, you are fair, my love. Behold, you are fair. You have dove's eyes. The Shulamite, behold, you are handsome, my beloved. Yes, pleasant. Also, our bed is green. The beams of our houses are cedar, and our rafters of fir. I am the rose of Sharon, and the lily of the valleys. The beloved, like a lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. The Shulamite, like an apple tree among the trees of the woods, so is my beloved among the sons. I sat down in his shade with great delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. The Shulamite to the daughters of Jerusalem. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Sustain me with cakes of raisins, refresh me with apples, for I am lovesick. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles or by the does of the field, do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. the Shulamite. The voice of my beloved. Behold, he comes leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills. My beloved is like a gazelle or a young stag. Behold, he stands behind our wall. He is looking through the windows, gazing through the lattice. My beloved spoke and said to me, Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. The fig tree puts forth her green figs, and the vines with the tender grapes give a good smell. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. O my dove, in the clefts of the rock, in the secret places of the cliff, let me see your face, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet, and your face is lovely. Her brothers, catch us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. The Shulamite, my beloved is mine, and I am his. He feeds his flock among the lilies. To her beloved, until the day breaks and the shadows flee away, turn, my beloved, and be like a gazelle or a young stag upon the mountains of Bether.
I find it so relaxing, like between like the little bit of music in the background and the lady's voice. It's just very relaxing. I'm gonna be honest, Songs of Solomon, I did not follow all of that. I read it yesterday when I tried to make a video, but I still didn't fully understand what was happening. I don't know. But anyways, well, I will see you guys tomorrow for some more chapters. I think we're have like just a little bit more of this, and I think we start Isaiah. So I'm excited about that. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.